Dear students, welcome to EPG Pathashala. I am Professor Korada Subramaniam from University of Hyderabad. Today, in the paper Vedic, Epic and Puranic Literature of India, we are going to deal with the Bauddha Darshanam, that is the system of Bauddhas, that is who follow the well-known Gautama Buddha. The system that is useful in ascertaining the tattvam or the reality is called darshanam, that is already known to us. Since Veda is not taken as an authority and refuted, this is considered, that means this Bauddha darshanam is considered as a Nastika darshanam, system of atheists. It was Buddha who propounded and expounded the theories of this darshanam, and therefore it is named after him. Bauddhas are followers of Buddha believe in the four truths. Buddha or Sugata is God, and the universe is momentary, that means kshanika, it is going to perish by moments. Among Bauddhas, there are four denominations. Panini rules in Ashtadhyayi, Astina Astidishtam Matihi, one who does not believe in Paraloka or another world is called Nastika, that is atheist. Bhrugu in Manusmriti defines a Nastika. Shrutistu Vedo Vignyayah Dharmashastrantu Vai Smritihi Tam Te Sarvartheshvam Avimamsye Tabhyan Dharmo Hid Nibbabhau Yovamanyate te mule hetushastrashrayadvijah sasadhu virbahishkaryah vedak nastiko vedanindakaha. It is what is said by Bhrigu Maharshi, the author of Manusmriti. Next, this is the meaning of these verses, that is Shruti, Veda and Smriti, Dharmashastram, code of conduct, are the two bases of dharma, and in all matters they are not to be subjected to logic. Any Dvija, that is Dvija means Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya, who belittles them by the application of logic is called Nastika or Vedanindaka, and such a person should be excommunicated by noble people. So in any case, Buddha is a Nastika, as Buddha was a Nastika, as he neither believes in Paraloka, that is another world, nor in Veda. But a close look at the tenets of Buddhism makes one believe that undoubtedly the roots of Bauddha philosophy lie in Veda, that is Upanishads. We will discuss those things. And Pramanas. The Bauddha, while Charvakas accept perception only as the Pramana, the Bauddhas, having refuted the argument of Charvakas, accepted Pratyaksham and Anumana. So perception and inference both are accepted by Bauddhas. Needless to say, the rest of the Pramanas are included in the above. That means Upamana Pramana and Shabda Pramana are included in Anumana Pramana. Therefore, they accept only two Pramanas. Four denominations of Bauddhas. Among the followers of Bauddhas, there are four sects. A sentence like Gatostamarkaha, the sun is set, is understood differently by different people following their will. A lover approaches his love. A thief goes for a theft, and a Vaidika who follows Veda goes to perform Sandhyavandanam or worship of twilight. Similarly, although it was a single Upadesha preaching by Buddha, due to their difference in the buddhi, that is intellect, of the disciples, it was received in four different ways, and thus there are four denominations among Bauddhas. The first category are called Madhyamikas. The disciples ought to do two things, yoga and achara. Yoga means Paryani yoga, that is asking questions to know the unknown things. Achara means accepting whatever is said by Guru, teacher. Since these people followed Achara, they are the best, and since they did not follow the yoga, they are the worst. By and large, they are called Madhyamikas. That means those in the middle. They declared through the 4 bhavanas, we get rid of the bad vasana, that is influence, and now we will get nirvana or moksha in the form of shunya or void that is required, and no more preaching to us. This is what the Madhyamikas argued. The second category are called Yogacharas. Some disciples have questioned, even if the 4 bhavanas and void of outside thing are accepted, how can the inner things, that is the things in the form of jnanam, also be accepted as void? So these are named Yogacharas. They argue one should accept knowing self and identifying one's own cognition. Otherwise, no business can be transacted and the world turns gloomy. Dharmakirti, a great follower of Buddha, explains, Apratyakshopalamphasya nartha drishtih prasidhyati. For one who does not identify cognition through perception, cognition of things is not possible. This is what he said. Then the third category are, they argue conceiving an outside thing is simply not possible. That is, the existence of an outside thing and knowing it is impossible by all means. None of the options can stand the thing that is being conceived through cognition. It is already born or not yet born. The question is that, is it already born or not yet born? The one that is born would perish in the next moment. That is kshanika or momentary. And as such, it cannot be there with the kshanikavada or theory that is mutually is the lifeline of Buddhism. The theory of kshanikavada, that is of theory of mutability, is the lifeline of Buddhism. Everything in the universe is momentary. That is what they argue. This is called kshanikavada. On the other hand, for a thing that is not yet born, there cannot be the existence. Take a look at the third option. The thing of past had caused cognition, and therefore such a thing can be conceived through jnanam. This is just childish. The cognition is, the thing is there now in this form. Moreover, if a thing is conceivable through jnanam due to its virtue of generating jnanam, then the indriyam or sense organ also becomes conceivable by jnanam, as it also generates jnanam. Indriyas, that is sense organs, are not conceivable. They are very, very small, form, very small form. Further, is the thing to be conceived in the form of a paramanu or atom, or like an avayavi, that is the assembly of different parts? Is it a paramanu or avayavi? The second one is untenable. Whether the complete thing, such as a ghata or pot, is a subject of jnanam or a part of it. The complete part cannot be the subject, as in a moment of time one cannot perceive the entire ghata. If a part of it is conceived, then it is not the ghata but part of it. Each single part of ghata is not a ghata but a conglomeration of all parts. So, an outside thing in the form of an anvayi, avayavi, cannot be conceived by jnanam. The first one is also untenable. It is beyond the sense organs, and all 6 parts of a paramanu cannot be seen simultaneously. Shatkena yugapadyogat paramano shadangata teshamapyekadeshatve pindasyadanumatrakaha. So a paramanu would have connection with 6 directions, up and 4 directions, with 6 4 directions up and down. As such, it has got 6 parts. If all the 6 parts have got a single place, then even if there are so many paramanus united to form a part, the part would be the size of a paramanu. Therefore, since there is no anything to be conceived other than itself, that is to say buddhi or intellect, just like it shines itself, the buddhi in the form of the thing shines. It is clarified. Nanyostichanubhavyah buddhyastitasya nanubhavo paraha grahya grahaka vaidhuryad swayam saiva prakashate. There is no any other thing to be known through buddhi. It does not have any other jnanam, because there are no two separate things called grahya, the one being conceived, and grahaka, the one which conceives. Rather, the buddhi itself shines spontaneously. The statement tasyaha nanubhavoparaha is meant to refute the theory of Nayayikas or logicians. Nayayikas argue that buddhi conceives a thing like ghata, pot, and thus one would get the cognition of ghata, jnanam. When the buddhi conceives the ghata that is outside ghata, there will be the ghata jnanam. After having ghata jnana, one would get a jnanam in the form of ghata jnanavan aham. I have the cognition of pot, and this is called anuvyavasaya. The cognition that follows the initial cognition is called anuvyavasaya. According to Buddhas, the outside thing is not conceivable to buddhi, that is intellect. Rather, the buddhi itself modifies into the form of the thing, such as ghata, and shines itself. Buddhi is just like a lamp, which although shines things such as ghata, also shines itself. Buddhi in the form of ghata shines on its own. So Buddhas do not accept anuvyavasaya of Nayayikas. Tasyaha nanubhavoparaha in the verse means this: the abheda or non-difference between the thing being conceived or grahya and the one that conceives or grahaka, here it is buddhi, is to be known through anumana pramana, that is inference. The norm is yadvedyate yena vedyate tat tato na bhidyate yatha jnanena atma. This is the thing that is known by a cognition is not different from that cognition, just like jnanam is not different from atma. Next one is about the, here Buddhas follow Advaita Vedanta. Atma is a form of jnana. Therefore, the Atma that is known through jnanam is not different from the latter. Similarly, the things such as Nila, that is black, are not different from their jnanas, cognitions. Buddhas argue, if there is a difference between grahya and grahaka, then there cannot be a relation, as essential cause, or tadatmya is not there. Jnana born out of thing, you cannot rule the relation. There is no any personal relation between a ghata and its causes, namely potter, stick, and wheel. The appearance of or experience of grahya and grahaka and jnanam separately is just an illusion, like a single moon appearing as two for a person suffering from myopia. This kind of illusion is caused by the uninterrupted stream of bheda vasana, the smell or impression of difference that remains in the mind. That is anadi, beginningless. The following verses are in a summarized form. Sahopalambha niyamat abhedo neelatadhiyoh bhedasya bhranti vijnanaihi drishyetendava vivadvaye avibhagopi buddhyatma viparyasita darshanaihi grahya grahaka samvitti bhedavaniva lakshyate. These are the verses which summarize. Next, there cannot be a jnanam or citation, cognition, rather without a vishaya, thing. The cause of the relation between jnana and vishaya is tadatmya, or identity between them. In case it is said that vishaya is different from jnana, then since there is no tadatmya, there cannot be a relation between them. Therefore, buddhi itself shines many forms due to beginningless impressions, and when due to the four bhavanas all the impressions perish, and consequently the gamut of forms of different things is also gone. Then the pure vijnana emerges, and the same is moksha. This is the theory of Yogacharas, who are called by the name Vijnanavadins. Next, the third category are Sautrantikas. Another group of Bauddhas called Sautrantikas oppose the argument of Vijnanavadins. There cannot be an outside thing, that is Bahyartha, is untenable as there is no pramanam, an authority of means of knowledge is not there. The norm of concomitance of grahya and grahaka cannot be accepted as pramanam, as there is no any positive logic that thwarts the doubt, such as there may be a concomitance of grahya and grahaka somewhere, even if there is difference between the thing to be known Vedya and the thing that knows Vedaka. Moreover, jnanam or cognition is internal and jnaya, the thing to be known, is external. As such, both the things are seen separately. So Vijnanavadi's argument that although the form of black, that is Nelakaraha, is in the form of jnana, it is seen outside due to bhranti or illusion, is explained by the following. Parichedantaradyayam bhago bahiriva sthitah jnanasyaabhedino bheda paribhasopyupaplavah yadantarjnaya tattvantat bahirvadavabhasate. Now, the meaning of this, the gist of this verse, that which is other than the part of the internal cognition which makes the object known, is seen as if it were external cognition itself, which takes the form of object being conceived. This apparent duality is what is but one cognition is an illusion. Whatever is internal, that itself appears as if it were external. This is not acceptable to the Sautrantikas. They say, so if the black thing has got the form of jnana, then there should be a jnanam such as aham nelam, I am black, but not idam nelam, this is black, as atma is referred to as aham, but not idam. This upamana simile is bahirvat, like a thing outside, does not hold logic, as there is no any outside thing that exists. No sane person can say Vasumitra looks like the son of a barren woman. Vasumitraha Vandhyaputravatu avabhasate. Moreover, by the word bahirvato, like the outside thing, you, Vijnanavadin, suggest that one should imagine the existence of an outside thing, thereby hitting self by one's own arrow. One may argue, a ghata that is born in a kshana point of time would generate another ghata in the second kshana and would perish following kshanikavada. Then conceiving a thing that is there in different time by jnanas is not possible. That is not so. A thing connected with the sense organs would render its form in the jnanam it is going to generate. By such a form, the thing is inferred. In the following verses, the question and answer are summarized. Bhinna kalang kathang grahyam iti ched grahyatam viduhu hetuttvameva cha vyaktehe jnanakararpanakshamam. So, just like the food by good physic, country by language, affection by reception are inferred, the thing is by the form of jnana. Arthena ghatayatyenam nahi muktvartharopatam tasmat prameyadhikatehe pramanam meyarupata. The jnanam joined with the thing of cognitions by the cognizer does not exist in any other form for the form of or the form of the thing of cognition. Therefore, the means of cognizing the thing to be known is nothing but jnanas meyaropata form of the knowable. According to Bauddha Siddhanta, Vijnanam or cognition itself is Atma, but just like any other padartha or thing, the Vijnanam is also kshanika, that is momentary. So, an uninterrupted stream of Vijnanas called Santana is Atma. This is called Alaya Vijnanam. Each person is an Alaya Vijnana Santanam. When a person is in the form of Alaya Vijnana Santanam, he gets a connection with things, that is Vishayaha, through senses, Indriyaha, and the Vijnanam teaches and specifies Vishayas like Nela, etc. Then it is called Pravritti Nimitta Vijnanam. Pravritti Nimitta Vijnanam, cognition of behavior. Therefore, there is an outside thing that is Bahyartha, that is different from Alaya Vijnanam, and the same is the cause of Pravritti Vijnanam that springs up now. That particular Bahya Padartha or outside thing is Grahya, to be taken up or conceived, but the one that springs up now and then due to the Vijnanams that are born now and then due to Vishaya, due to Vasana Paripaka or readiness of impressions to generate an activity, as claimed Vijnanavadins or Yogacharas. In order to facilitate the Paripaka to happen now and then only, one should accept the 5 jnanas related to Shabda, that is sound, Sparsha, touch, Rupa, form, Rasa, taste, and Gandha, smell, along with the jnanam of internal things such as Sukham. All the 6 jnanas are born out of the following 4 pratyayas or causes. A wise person must accept these as they are being experienced, even if he does not like it. The following are the 4 pratyayas, causes of Chittam, the Vijnanam of form, etc., and Chaitam, that is Sukham, etc. Alambana, literally it means Adhara or base. The Chittam, the cognition of Rupa or form, etc., which is also called Jnanam, and which shines the Nela or black, etc., takes the form of Nela following Alambana Pratyaya, the cause of the base. The base of Pravritti Jnanam, cognition of behavior, is the Vishaya, thing, that therefore the Vishaya itself is called Alambana Pratyaya. Samanantar Pratyaya. The Chittam is called Jnanam when there is the form of a thing in it. The capacity to conceive the form into self is Bodha or Jnanam. Just like from a Ghata, part of the earlier Kshana movement, another similar Ghata is born in the next Kshana. This is Kshanikavada, from a Jnana of the earlier Kshana, which is capable of conceiving the form, and another similar Jnanam is born. There is no beginning of such a Jnana Pravaha or stream of Jnanas. There will be 2 forms in such a Jnanam, Aham and Idam, I and this. The first form, Akara, is born from the Jnanam of earlier Kshana movement. For this, no other cause is required. It, that is Ahamakaram, is Anadi, beginningless, eternal and immutable. Immutable means unchanging. This Ahamakaram will be there even when a Pravritti Vijnanam such as Ayam Ghataha, this is a pot, etc. arises. The second type of form, that is Idamakaram, springs up now and then. So it requires other causes, has got beginning and is seen differently. Things such as Shabda, Sparsha, etc. affect similar forms in the Jnana, and thus they cause Pravritti Vijnanam. Sahakari Pratyaya. This is a light that makes the Jnanam clear. Manassanyoga, or connection with mind, is also a Sahakari Pratyaya. Adhipati Pratyaya is the 4th one. Indriyam or sense organ is called Adhipati Pratyaya. Eye helps in getting form only, tongue gets a taste only, and so on. Thus, the Indriyas control the form of different things and are therefore called Adhipatis, that is controller. Literary meaning is Adhipati means controller. 4 Arya Satyas of Bauddhas. The gamut of things in the universe is full of misery, center of misery, and also cause of misery. One should think like this and should gain the Tattvajnanam, philosophical cognition, that is required to arrest such a misery. Buddha named 4 facts called tattvas or Arya Satyas to achieve the Tattvajnanam. Dukkham, all kinds of misery in the universe. Samudayaha, the cause of dukkha is called samudaya. It is of 2 kinds. Then nirodha. Nirodha or moksha or mukti is arresting both the dukkha's and its cause or the birth of jnana after arresting the above. Then margaha, the device for nirodha, that is tattvajnanam, is called marga. The secret is that tattvajnanam happens due to the strength of earlier impressions and the impressions of sutras or principles such as sarvam kshanikam, everything is momentary, etc. And the fourth one are called vaibhashikas. Although the bahyartha, outside thing such as gandha, smell, and antarartha, that is inner thing such as rupadik skandha are there in order to generate aversion to some students. Buddha said sarvam shunyam, everything is void. To some others who were particular about vijnanam, he said vijnanameva ekam sat. There is only one thing called vijnanam. To a third group of students who believed ubhayam satyam, both are real, he said vijnayam anumeyam. Then the fourth group said sayam viruddha bhasha. This is self-contradictory. So they became vaibhashikas. Madhyamikas accept sarvashunyatva, everything is void. Yogacharas accept bahyartha shunyatva, there is no any outside thing. Sautrantikas accept bahyartha anumeyatva, the outside thing is inferential. And vaibhashikas accept bahyartha pratyakshatva, the outside thing is perceivable. And next, similarly, they call sarvam kshanikam kshanikam, sarvam dukkham dukkham, sarvam shunyam shunyam, sarvam swalakshanam swalakshanam, like that 4 kinds of Arya Satyas. The dichotomy of jnanam is also there, and there are many details in this Bauddha darshanam. It is too vast to cover in a short span of time like this, and please visit the website of EPG Pathashala for more details, and thank you very much for listening.